Welcome to the Ola Hawatmeh Show on American One. My next guest, David Williams, his story and how he's involved with human trafficking, saving America, up next. With me is David Williams in California, but your business is in Nashville. David, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. It's really an honor to be on here.
I love having people from all around the country that make a difference, and you are making a difference in this country with human trafficking. I mean, you were in the baby industry for so long. Tell us about that, and tell us how you got involved making a difference in others.
Well, I've got 35 years of baby products experience. I was recruited into the industry at a church softball game of all things. That's a whole nother bizarre story. But my mentor, who recruited me, brought me in 35 years ago. He was my boss when I was the director of global sales at Graco. He kind of launched me into the industry. I went to Baby Trend, was the president there for about 6 months, and then I dropped out to start a new car seat company with some partners. And unfortunately, when partnerships are like marriages, sometimes you just don't agree on things. So after a couple of failed attempts in a partnership, I said, you know what, I'm going to get out of the industry for a little while. I'm going to go do real estate. I've got a degree in real estate. And after about 5 years of that, I felt kind of called back into it. And my mentor, Rob, who brought me into the industry, he called me out of the blue one day and he said, hey, my son-in-law just sold our company. We started a stroller company online, direct to consumer. And he was big Walmart when we worked together. He's like, we would direct to consumer, and we exited for a large a seven-figure sum, I'm sorry. And I went, wow, in 2 years. I said, and I looked at this product, I went, yeah, that's okay. It's all right. So it was COVID. I was hanging out in Newport Beach. I'm walking around Balboa Island, and I'm seeing this stroller over and over and over again. And I won't say their name. I'm like, I don't recall this 5 years ago. So I stopped and said, hey, random guy, I'm thinking about designing a new stroller. What do you like about yours? I like that my friend said it was the best. Okay. What do you like about it? It converts from a single to a double. I go, okay. What do you dislike about it? Oh, it's too big, it's too heavy, it's hard to get in the car. The lower seat is smaller, and they tell you to when you convert it from a single to a double, they tell you to put your larger kid in the bottom seat, but it's smaller, so they're not comfortable. And I went, okay, after about 20 interviews, I got 7 things that were the same. And I said, okay, I'm going to redesign this stroller. Wow. And I'm a Christian. I kind of was open to what God had planned for me. And the Holy Spirit kept telling me, do this for others, do it for others, do it for others. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, what does that mean? Do it for others. And I literally turned on the television, and 37 girls had just been found in Atlanta that were being trafficked, and their ages were 13 to 9 years old. Well, my 2 eldest granddaughters were 13 and 9 at the time. And I said, okay, I got it. So we're going to do this, and we're going to give percentage of sales to victims of human trafficking. So then I started searching about human trafficking, who's involved in it. And fortuitously, I had met somebody probably about 4 months previous who was in something. I wasn't quite sure. So I called her up. Her name's Lori Burns. You can Google her. And she says, oh, we haven't talked about that, have we? And I go, no. And she sent me a couple links where she was on Steve Harvey, and she was somebody who had been trafficked. Her whole story is well documented, but she basically, her father was abusing her. She was going to turn him in. He caught wind of this, put a handgun in her backpack, sent her to school, and then called the school and said she was carrying a gun. So they took her out of the home, put her into foster care. She aged out at 18, became a intravenous drug user, prostitute, whatever, was beat within an inch of her life. And somebody came and saved her, literally, physically and spiritually. And now she's fostered over 48 girls. She has 145 girls in her recovery program, and it's called Vera's Place, or the Teen Project. And Nelly, actually, when he did Dancing for the Stars, he said, I'm auctioning off my shoes to give to Miss Lori, and it was Lori Burns of the Team Project. So I was very fortunate to have met Lori previous to this. I mean, God sets everything up in order for us, right?
Yeah.
So then she said, look, here's what you want to look for, here's what you want to avoid, and some of these are scams, and here's how you can tell the difference. So I sought out and found about 5 or 6 different stories that were just heartbreaking. Another friend of mine, Jenny Sue Jessen, her daughter was just on The Voice last season. She was sold by her grandfather from age 2 to 17.
Oh.
And then her and her husband went on a mission trip, and they went over to the Far East, and they started a charity over there called Compass 31, and they're taking kids off the street that were out panhandling, giving them a home, showing them a craft so that they can build finances for that home. So I mean, the deeper you dig, the more you're going to find, and it's almost endless, but you've got to start somewhere. And I just felt I'm going to start here. I'm going to get the word out, and hopefully others will follow and say, you know what, that's a good cause. We're going to join in as well. I'm local to Operation Underground Railroad. I just saw the Sound of Freedom. I'm reaching out to them to see, hey, is there something we can do to co-op and make this thing more? Yep. And Tim Tebow and Demi Tebow are very well involved in it. And I'm hoping to meet with Tim in January to say, hey, let's partner up. At some point, you're going to have kids, push our stroller. Let's help your cause. Let's get the word out there, because they took over, I think, 6 recovery homes in Florida as well. So it's growing. There's a snowball effect, and we hope to just keep fostering that along.
Wonderful, because the number of human traffickers, I mean, are growing.
It's terrible.
Coming in from this border that's open, we're bringing in a lot of, and so it's a huge issue that we fail to. We have to find a solution. We have to take it more seriously. The numbers are high, and I'm so glad to have you on to talk about it and what you're doing. Thank you so much. Now, where can viewers find your product, and how can they get involved?
Well, we unfortunately we lost our main investor. We got all the tooling done. We were beginning to start production when his wife was diagnosed with cancer, and then he and his brother, who were business partners, were sued. And he said, look, I'm sorry, I got to circle my wagons. And I totally understood that. I said, you know what? God's in it for a reason. It's his timing, not mine. So if you don't mind, could I show it to you real quick?
Yeah.
Would you like to see it? This is the product. And I'll do a very, very quick demo. I don't know how much time we have, but
yes, please.
So it's a single stroller that lays flat. Seats can reverse, so you can do forward or backward. It starts out as a bassinet pram, so this comes off, and you can replace it with the seat.
Wow.
And here's where it gets interesting. So I created this where it converts from a single to a double without any adapters, which was one of the 7 things people didn't like about theirs. So slide this up with these 2 levers. These receivers pop out here at the bottom, and a second seat goes on.
That's amazing.
Now it's a stroller for 2.
Wow.
And again, they go backwards and forwards, but I won't bore you through the whole detail of it.
Going on Shark Tank.
No, I would, but it's I have my opinion to Shark Tank. So, but anyhow, so we're out raising capital. It's done. It's ready to go. But our website is the number 4 humanitybaby.com, and we have visions of about 8 to 9 different consumer product stores that'll all be under the Products for Humanity umbrella. And every single one of those will give to a percentage of sales to, victims of human trafficking, American or Children's Diabetes Foundation, St. Jude's Hospital. I have a heart for kids, so I've got 11 grandkids. I'm like, I want to help kids. I want to give kids an opportunity to grow up and have a normal life. And so that's kind of where my heart is. It's just I want to give to kids. So right now we're like I said, we're raising our last bit of capital. If you know any investors out there that are interested,
absolutely, whatever I can do to help. I mean, you're helping do God's work. So
I feel called to it, and like I said, it's his timing. He'll bring the right partner, and we'll launch when it's God's timing.
Thank you so much for coming on. I will add your link And God bless. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.